Welcome to episode 31 of FPL Top Dogs Ballyhaunis, and we have the Game Week 38 review. Not going to go too deep. Obviously, in the final standings, we'll have a look. And congratulations to Joey Commando Neenan on his third win of the Christy Nic. He's got the Triple Crown. And we'll have a look at the honorary top dogs, who's won what. I've devised a little system to kind of recap over the years how people have were there from the start and then kind of faded away and still playing, but just not got back to where it was. And I can completely understand why is that it's very hard to reinvent yourself over the years. Playing this game about 2012, I started. Um, and it's an evolution to just keep your relevance in the FPL age where we have seen statistics and all this sort of up to data, the whole lot coming into FPL and changes in regulations and rules over the years. Assistant manager chips now, and we had that season we had three wild cards and it's COVID, this and that, and it's just to keep people more into the game. And for instance, after Christmas, people might have five transfers to go back. They're a bit bored. Oh, I've got three chips and I've got five. Oh, well, that's it. And it's very easy to kind of just rejig that team and get back to going and not necessarily have a disaster. Sometimes the less you do, the more. And I'm going to go into what I'm going to take into next season, which would be I'm going to be completely um, you know, not disinterested, but I'm going to try and do less is more, and we'll see. I have a plan. I have a plan. But anyway, they've got a lot of stats. I got some charts of the overall positions versus the game weeks 1, 2, 3 up to 38 for the first 10 of the FPL Top Dogs League, Christy Nic Pub Fantasy League here in Ballyhaunis, County Mayo, where I'm the guru here to take you through. I've took you through the season anyway. Had a little um, sabbaticals, I suppose, in this season. Only 31 episodes, but yeah, it's not easy. But looking forward to next season. Can't wait. And I also have a sneak preview of what I am thinking about for game week one, and I'm looking to bench boost in game week one and just try and get off to a quick start because this season looks like they're going to have that FA Cup specialized weekends thing. It was a bit met towards the end of the season. The big double game weeks never happened. People that went on the Haaland triple, the West Ham, I think there was a two or three occasions he got the hat trick and got 51 points. And you're always on a kind of, that was very hard. If you took that chance, you would have banked out 51 points. Yeah, so let's have a look anyway. We'll just share the screen and we'll just try and get through this as quick as I can. But congratulations to Joey Neenan anyway, is in order. It's just no stopping this guy. It's just the standard bearer anyway. So I finished just outside the top 800k. So like that was like 2.1 million a couple of years ago. The year before it was 1.2 million. Now I'm 800k, and it's just I can nail that down to the game week 6 wild card, but a game week 4 it all went pear shaped. It just for some reason didn't work out. Got like 30 odd points. It didn't work out, and yeah, I kept on to Haaland too long, and it was just like I couldn't believe game week 10 to 18, 20. The whole season was ruined because of Haaland just forgot how to score or do anything right. Um, and we'll have a look later on in the teams. But yeah, I suppose I should. Let's have a look at I didn't have it up anyway, but yeah, FPL live, feck it anyway. We won't do it tonight. Yep. The Christie 15th. Yeah, I'm sneaking up there. I should like I have high standards for myself, for God's sake, folks. I'm gonna go into the history of the thing a bit later on. But there's your winner, Joey Neenan, just hard to shake off. You got about 6,500 odd. What's it to say here? 6,836 out of like 11 million players. So a terrific season for Joy. Won it by a country mile. Neil Carney looked like he could kind of be somewhere in there in the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season, but losing bits of 10 points here, 20 points there, five, it all adds up. And yeah, it was he was the best of the rest. And that's kind of where we're at in the Christy Nicholson with Joy. It's like second is the best of the rest, and that's Joy. The way Joey plays the game is just calculated, statistical. There's no emotion in it. There's just rationality. There's like the right move. You can predict it, and everything paid off. The whole thing paid off um, for himself this year. I don't think he would say he's made too many mistakes. Um, yeah, we could go into it, but generally that free hit that happened. I don't know, was it game week 24 or no one that was the assistant manager chip, but I think it was about 33 or 34. That free hit destroyed me because I took the free hit the week before trying to get a jump, and I got a jump on everybody up to 600k odd, but then everything hit, and why not show you what I mean here? Um, yeah, Joey's free hit there, 37. Yeah, it was just devastating, this free hit, like everything banged. The free hit game week 34. I think I did mine in 33 just to see if we could get a boost or a hit. And everything like Trippier, that was a big one. Elton Nori, I forget, was this a well, he scored anyway. Was there a penalty save in there somewhere? I don't know. Cunha, yeah, everything banged. Salah captained, and it was just very 88 was very, very good, but I think I ended up with about 50 in that game week. That it was just like one step forward, two step backs, trying to be a bit too clever. But this is what Joey's good at. Joey's good at doing the sure thing, playing the stats, and he always seemed to get the right guys in at the right time. Diaz coming up with something. He picks, Salah instead of Isak. A lot of people would have went on Isak. Um, and not much lost in the bench either. So that's the crack there. So let's have a look more in regard to the Christy Nicholson League and how it finished. Yeah, so second was Neil Carney, and Stevie Nolan has been unbelievable the last 3 4 years. He's been a model of consistency in the Christy Nic, always in the top 3 to 5. Um, we'll see later on. I've got stats on who's won the caps over the last 5 years since they were introduced in the 2021 season. And I've got stats of who's won the most trophies. And the trophies will be the first three in the Christy Nicholson Pub Fantasy League, the Kirk Clapp Memorial Cup, which is now fourth place, but it used to be a standalone cup once, and then the King of the Travelers. So those trophies will all be included, and we'll see who's got what. And it just gives you an idea of where you are in the whole ecosystem of this community that we have based in Ballyhaunis in County Mayo, but with our diaspora across the whole world, from Malaysia to Australia to Vancouver to London, where I'm here. Well, we're all keeping it all connected and going, and it's just absolutely going swimmingly. Built up a good community, proper players. See, everyone going all the way down there. Loads of people were trying. Cahill Carney was doing best he could, and he pushed himself up as far as he could. Kieran Kiley's another proper player, but We have, I'm really any given year these guys could come up and win it. Or do very well. Connor Hussey's had a very good year. So there's Rory Harford won us in 2023. We'll see. He will have a look at his chart, but you won't believe his chart. It's absolutely insane. What I've never seen anybody like it. I'm not gonna, but it's gonna blow your mind if you hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna do the charts next. Stevie Nolan, yeah, as I said, the model of consistency, FPL duo draft. That must to be such an expert himself, and Jack Maloney, the dancer, and Stevie Stress, Knowlesy himself in the FPL duo draft. It must have something to do. Like it's definitely picking up something. There must be some good in that's rubbing off on him, or he's just brilliant player. Owen Collins had a terrific, massive year. Again, I have his chart there. Fifth, unlucky fifth, as they say, but he's a top 10 top dog again. Connor Hussey, very, very good year. And the year that he came fifth himself in 20, that's why I'm wearing the cap here, the Rossi cap of 21, 22. The last time I bloody won a hat. Yeah, so that was for him. Roscommon footballer. Eamon, the Enforcer Phillips, a terrific year. Seventh is very, very, very. It's just what did Eamon finish? Eamon finished 343,753. So about 343K, which is unbelievable. It's very good. The standard is very hard. If you get off to a bad start in this fantasy thing, you're kind of screwed. I can't believe it, but there used to be, the big difference from years gone by is you could get off to a bad start and you could make this thing up, and people would, okay, people might disengage, and you're flying up. And if you were a good statistician, this was, before all these kind of these projected plans. I had my own system and planned system for that I had myself, and it worked very, very well. And people say, why are you flying at the end? Because it's planning, saving money, making money throughout the season, and looking at the fixtures, nailing this and that. Now everybody's doing that. Everybody is, since COVID and 2020 season onwards. It's gone to a new level, this game. So yeah, that's Eamon the Enforcer in seventh there. Terrific year. Mark Phillips finally cracks the top 10. Second time he's done that since the mega cap in 2021. He's been always around 15 to fifth. He's just solid player. One year, I'm sure it will all come together. Liam Herr had a terrific finish to the season at 70. Let's have a look at Liam. Yeah, he's popped in for his first FPL Top Dogs hat. Bench boost, okay. Lovely way to end the season. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, about what I got as well, 13, but it was enough. And in this game, if you get your captaincy right, you're fine. Yeah, I think Joey had Bowen brought him in, and he really attacked that top 10K and destroyed it. So good stuff from Liam Og. 405,000. Years ago, I'd be crying at a finish like that. I would bite your hand off now for that sort of finish. I 800K this season. I want to be 400K. I want more, man. I'm not on sticking at 400K. I want it all. I want to win the second thing. Dara the FPL Egghead Hunt, the goalkeeper, Harmore, nice lad, very good season. Last season came third, 10th, so another solid, proper player. Very, very, having players like this in the Christy Nicholson is what it's all about. Proper players. Never give up. His chart was a bit funny as well. It was just all over the shop, and then bang, he's there. Unlucky with Kevin Kilbride. He's been mainly top 10 a lot of them this season, and he was just pushed out in the end. Which I'm sure he was a certainty for the top 10, but it's gutting. But we'll see anyway. We'll see in the future about hats. He deserves a hat anywhere somewhere down the line. He's had the best season he's had. Over in Australia now. I don't know how tricky it is. It is tricky to kind of marry the deadlines, but from what I was watching over the season, he was on the ball and he was on the deadlines. It's just let's have a quick look. Why did he get the 30? It's pretty low. As a Balaga, okay. But Vardiol, De Bruyne didn't see that's it. De Bruyne, there was basically nothing there, not much, nothing on the bench. It's just sometimes you end up with a team like that. There's nothing you can do. That it's just like the stars align, and De Bruyne just didn't come through in his final game. He hit the post in that final game. Um, and was that Palace? It was Palace, but I know he had a good chance of Fulham away. 5 minutes played. Okay, so I was probably thinking about the Palace FA Cup game, but he scored, and he didn't get that start. So yeah, that's just the difference. Then Kevin being top 10, and but looking at that, there wasn't really anything there for him to kind of nothing came through unless what was this Isak out. Well. So I don't think Isak got much in the end. Did he, 2 points. So look, I just think it was probably fate for Kevin. It's just the wrong time to have a bad game. The worst. It's always terrible to have the worst game week of the season right on the last one. You can see that Liam Her played his bench boost and he got a lovely score. 70 is just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, Farad Tosmondo, our Zimbabwe player. Not sure where he is now or whatever, but he's had the best season I've seen. He's a Liverpool fan, so he'll be celebrating the title. Um, Big Irish rugby fan. So I don't know if I'll ever see this guy again. He's left the community, but where I work. But there you go. Tony O'Brien had a very good season. Kept it honest all the way through. Just drove all the way through. Played it true. Didn't get disheartened. Just didn't get discouraged. A little bit in the neither regions for a while of the season. A little bit like myself, and we kind of crawled up a bit. Not much between us in the end, but it's a good season for Donny that he can build on for next season. Ryan Warden in there, myself there in 15. So just kind of go through these a little bit more. So David McNamara, 66, good. David McNamara is a perennial sort of, like when we look at the history later on, in the early days he's around always, around that top 10 before the hats were introduced, and you'd see that he'd always be in the top 10. Very, very consistent player, and so he really fought back. His chart would have been very interesting. Like what I remember of his season, it was really he was nowhere. He was absolutely neither regions okay. 5 million, 1 millions, 2 millions. Game week 18, still stuck in the 2 million, still stuck in the 2 millions in game week 28. And then he starts flying down the serious, like when the going gets tough, Dave McNamara gets going, and he crawled. He dragged himself up. This is what I'm on about. Like that's really really good stuff. Well done. I'm calling him out for playing the season through, and getting inside the top million. I love it. Well done, Dave. So uh, possibly one of the biggest off season for Dave. Normally he would be a top 500k player, but yeah, he's I think he's salvaged something of the season there. Seamus O'Boyle, who's stationed over with the dancer Maloney in Vancouver, so he's one of his mates there. Andy Cunyon, okay, he looked really really good. He's based in Australia now himself, but since that sort of that night of I'm not going to drag it up, but he knows himself in Australia being given dodgy information. I wouldn't hang my hat on that and saying that's the reason why. It's just sometimes it's just the way it works out. But Andy really looked like to have a really, really amazing, like a top 10 season, and then something that goes awry. But I'd throw my hat in the ring again, Andy, for another crack at it. Cunyon should come one day to win this Christy Nic. One of the Cunyons anyway. There's enough of them out there. Um, Robbie McCormick, okay, fine, and Ross 118 O'Hara, Rory Harford's mate from Kildare, Adam Hickey there in the 59, Cyril Collins, good stuff, Adrian Starman Phillips. 27, kind of not where he wants to be, along with Kieran Kiley, not where he wants to be. The Maeve done really, really well. If we look, I think the Maeve was really in a worse position than Dave McNamara for ages, and I think he's crawled and he's tried. I was talking to Maeve only a couple of weeks ago with the hurl and all. You can see this now. Look at that, 3 million in game week 30. Now these would have been brilliant charts to have a look at, but he's still plugged away all the way, and he's got 1.8 million. So again, he's fought all the way back. Whatever happened in these regions, I've had a season like I've had that season 3 years ago now, since this 2.1 million, and it's really demoralizing all over there. You can see it's just that he was hardly couldn't get out of the millions. I know the green things say, oh well, you can pass a lot of people, but he's had more greens than reds there. It's a funny one, but yeah, he's going to really go all out next season. The Maverick, you know. So I just don't think it was a season for Mavericks. Anyone that has any sort of, you were punished this season if you went any ways different or alternative, or you're trying to pinch a few points here and there, or trying to just get something to kind of boost you up there. And you kept making these micro decisions, and you're going against all the templates. It settled down after game week 6. But the thing is, once people decided to get rid of Haaland, depending on how early, like game week 8, you got rid of Haaland, and you didn't get rid of Salah like I did, that was a disaster. That's what happened to me. That's just the Haaland thing. That was devastating. If you did get rid of him at that right time, well, you really reap the benefits. And it's like that fear that he's playing his game, and you've gone without him, and you deserve every place you've got up, because that's scary stuff. Watching Haaland every week, and he's hitting posts, and he's getting 3 touches per game. He's not being played in. There's no Rodri. He'll be back this season. We'll see anyway. But I've been scared so much by Haaland this season. I just can't even look at the guy. I won't watch any City games this season. I'm just going to pretend they're not there. Um. So anyway, and I'm not going to start with Haaland this season. He's got Wolves away, but yeah. Arsenal have a tricky start. We'll have a look at the fixtures. Jack Maloney, he knows he shouldn't be there, but again, he worked away and he fought till the end. Cal Carney won a hat as well. Good little player. Jack Carney there, last year's winner in 35. Tommy Cunyon, nice to see him in there. He actually won a trophy. We'll see later on in the history. So nice to see Tommy in there. Owen was the Owen was in the top 10 last season. He got the Man United hat, thanks to Jack Carney and the Black Lunatics and all that black and red. I wish I won that fair and square, but I didn't. So the big friendly giant Diarmid in there. So lots of big names. Owen Rowan there, the sniper Gilday. He snatched the top 10 last season. It's hard to keep these things together, isn't it? Back to back good seasons. And Fergie Walsh was shocking stuff. I think he played this. He did his wild card, but all the transfers. Lots of people had experienced these problems with the double confirmation of the transfers and playing your wild card, and people got caught taking -40s and all this. And people have even been making mistakes of hitting a triple captain instead of a bench boost here and there. So they need to clear up this sort of ambiguity. of these chips. They've overcomplicated. They used to be easy, if only a few seasons back. So that's the crack there. Ryan Kilban won't be happy. The fifth Duncan Hannon won't be happy. 2018 winner. Duncan's only won one cup. Nice guy Hannon has only won one cup, and that was the Christy Nicholson Winners' Cup of 2018. If you're going to win one cup, just put your name on the list. Immortal. And Niall Richardson, he wants a cap. He will get a cap. I don't care where he finishes. He'll get a cap. He can have his pick of caps. Okay. No problem, brother. John Kelly, double winner there. Again, he's old history, but still plays along with Parker Wan. These are my my school year. These two dudes. Park wasn't. He was a year ahead of me, I think, or so. Sean Fitzmaurice, one of my a few years younger than me anyway, but we're in that range. And the baller, Shawnee the baller Fitzmaurice, so good lad. Ivan DeMello or West Ham, but he tells me he's supporting Leighton Orient now. He's been going down to the O's, supporting them now over West Ham. Fair enough. Jerry Freely, saw Jerry during the Ballyhaunis Town Festival. Yeah, he's a cup player. He likes the old King of the Travelers, and he definitely likes a good swinging match, a 1-on-1 against somebody in the King of the Travelers FPL Top Dogs. I'm all about now. Yeah, James Crane in there. Yeah, so just we're seeing here, that's how it ended, and that's how it ended. Okay, I have a slug of water anyway. Right. I don't know. I think we should do the charts. There's 11 to get through. This is like 2 million. That's the overall rank. See, Joey Neenan finished up around 6,800, 6,800 odd, and you can just look at that line. This is yeah, I should possibly. It's not great here. Well, that's like, yeah, there you go. That's better. That's game week 1, 2, 3 going up here. That's game week 3. And that's the way it works, 4, 5. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It only shows the one. And that's 20. So game week 20, like he is where he is. Like this is why I'm saying to you folks now, and this is the gospel honest truth. This is the perfect graph that you will want to have. You have the range finding thing. The first few game weeks, they say it's always all over the shop. Until you get to game week 10, that's where you should be getting, man. And then you're working for the next 28 game weeks to stay where you are and consolidate. And it's just shocking how he's been in the top, 20K to 6,000 for like 2/3 of the season. And I just don't know how how the commando does it. It's just like to get off to a relatively good start, 1.3 million, we'll say, which is pretty good out of 10 or 11 million. You're in top 10% basically at this stage. One bad game week is like, if you're looking at Joey, he's had 1, 2, maybe 3 bad game weeks for the whole season. The rest is just immaculate. So it's just very intimidating stuff, Joey. Now people have been saying, well, what the league would be amazing if there wasn't Joey in it, but he's part of the posse. He's a Ballyhaunis lad. He's a triple winner now. And we just have to rise to the challenge. I'm sorry, guys. It's just like, if Joey wasn't in this thing, would you? It's just like, you want to beat the best, I suppose. And yeah, well, we'll see anyway. I'll throw out the link, and hopefully we'll be bigger and better for next year. But not much more to say about this chart. It's just immaculate. It's just phenomenal. Next one is Neil Carney. Again, very similar. It's nearly identical, really. Okay, a very, very good, a better start than Joey there. A little bit wild, up and down, a little bit of range finding for about seven. This is every season. That's what you're hoping. Is by the time you get to 8, 9, 10, you've got, it is true. Like, if you're going to have a good season, wherever you are in game week 10, I'm sorry, but that's possibly where you're going to end in the game. I'm going to have a look at these charts and see where people are in game week 10 and where they ended up in game week 38. And this is just to show that it's awful hard to make up any ground in anybody because everyone is watching each other then. Everyone's on a template. There's like one or two players at this stage after game week 20, the people are watching, and there's a template that really formed. As you can see, a little tail off there that just lost him to Christy there. And that's the difference between him and Joey. Whereas Joey, you can see that tail down. It was going like a curve down here. And it did. He got better. He was like about 12,000 in 2 game weeks. He halved it. And I think that could have been down to having Bowen. But nonetheless, Joey's got the most beautiful chart again, and Lacers is a phenomenal chart. Stevie Stress again, very, very similar. Again, look at that pattern by game week 11, and he's dragged that down. This is around here. That's about top 20K. That's a million here. So you're going to 20. So by game week 10, that's probably about 30. Did he end up about 30? 47,394. So that's 47,000. And this is a million. That's the million line. So that would be about 500,000, 500K. And that's 47K. So he's probably in and around 120, 130,000 right there, game week 10. Christy Nic are to be in top three, which Joey was fourth place. This is Rory's chart, and this is the one that's driving me Delali. Look at this baloney going along here. Rory, have a look at this. Look at after game week, possibly 13, he's 202.5 million. This is the opposite to where the lads are going. So ever since then, he's been working his way, gradually clawing his way, but still over the million. But where he ended up in with 81,000, just over 81,000K. Since like game week 26, a massive jump. Something awful's happened again, absolutely massive. And it's just like, look at that leg all the way down to 81K to finish fourth and to win the Kirk Clapp Memorial Cup for the second time in a row as well. So we're going to have to kind of, we're going to have to put Kirk in somewhere as Rory the Kirk Harford. Every sort of name works for Rory Harford. Anything you put in between them two names works. So he's a bit of a sandwich, huh? But good filling in there, good, absolutely proper FPL, standard bearer there. So yeah, this is just phenomenal. So like, I don't know how he's done it. Like, especially like when you're in around here, that's about 300K, and it's just like relentless. It's just like it's like if this went on another little bit longer, could he have won it in that trajectory? I think he could have. I think he could have done possibly the year he won it in 2023 when he stopped Joey from doing the Triple Crown, the three in a row. That's how he done it. This is the same thing. This is the same sort of graph and same style. He's come from nowhere, and nobody's been able to kind of plan or not write him off, not really watching. And they're the ones coming off the pace. It's like in racing as well. You just don't see that. you're coming from the pack, you're out there, you're trying to hang on, and this thing comes up, and it's just like you need the line, man. And in this case, I think Joy, well, he didn't need the line, did he? He was like 20 lengths ahead. Um, that wasn't a good analogy, but definitely in the year that he won it in 2023, that this is the sort of thing. So like he's very dangerous. He fought all the way. He was very patient here. Didn't panic. Done all the right things. I saw him doing great decisions. It could nearly like this season was just about not deviating from the calls, and all the calls went right. Picking Hall here, picking Trippier there, Kirkcase coming through. Some people went for Milenkovic. People that done very well at the start had Forest players like Sells and Aina and a few others, and also Woods from the start. Elanga done well as well as Patches. Yeah, but Forest, definitely anyone who had Forest at the beginning, they really got off to a terrific start. So that's we'll go to Owen Collins, his chart again. Very, very good chart. It's really, really good. Again, it's very similar range finding. 2 million odd up to well over 4.5 million, but ranged well down over the game weeks. And you can see again that pattern there about game week 10, 11, 12, a little hip. Yeah, but look at that. It's on that trajectory again. And Owen ended 162k, just over 162k. Sometimes that was good enough to win the Christy Nic. But yeah, that's that. I think this is a professional chart. A lot like Joey's. Joey's look, that's clean. Um, and that not as clean. That Stretz is very clean. That's like that this chart from Rory is like a Hail Mary in the last few weeks, and it came through. Your man, the receiver's fallen down, and the ball's just popped into his hands. No, I'm only joking. It's just patience, and that rewarded in the end. But this is a lovely chart with Owen, 162k, and that's that is just like might be a little bit frustrating around here, but it started to click together. And what I would say is that Owen had about all his chips left coming in the home straight by game week 30. He had a lot of work and a lot of planning to do. He might feel himself a little bit unlucky with some of the chips that didn't quite pay off. But nonetheless, I think that little run, the patience here, all the chips, he was like a freewheeler for quite a while in this range. Very patient, doing bits and pieces. And I think this the way to play FPL. FPL is a bit like what Owen does, is be a bit passive. Don't make sometimes it's best just to stay loyal or faithful to the players. This season, none of the like Haaland fell flat in his face. Um, yeah, but the other dude, Cole Palmer, was a complete joke. After game week 11 or so, when he got all his goals against Wolves and Brighton, I got rid of him around here, and then 4 or 5 game weeks later, I got him back and thinking that he would, go great guns, and I got screwed in the end with him. And there you go. Next one, who we got here? Connor Hussey. Now, again, this is a lot like, Rory's one, I would say. Well, not quite. No, this. Well, the worst ever rank he had all season was top 1 mil, just under top 1 mil. So it's a bit condensed. It's obviously like a really, really, really good start, and then just like the pace or the rest of the. It's probably a funny one, but was this a template? It's probably having Haaland or something like that. Whatever it was, the all this part of the season from like game week 13 to say 30 is just like a complete write off, and then he's figured it out at the end, and at least finished strong with 202k finish. Lovely to have got just inside that 200k, but that's still very good. Something to build on for next season. And that's where we are with Connor. Well done. bro. A good finish there for you. Sixth, seventh in the Christy Nic was again. This is a really, really, really good chart. This is Eamon the Enforcer Phillips. Way up here in the 4 millions, 4.5 millions. Got us act together, and again we see the pattern 10 and 11. You are where you are. It's a really, really good chart. This one of the 343k, okay, but it's along the same lines as Joey's, or definitely, well, not so much lasers, not so much dreads, but it's the one you want. It's the graph you want. So it's definitely something to build on again. And you know, we've seen a lot of people have a good season, like aim in top seven, and then they win it the following season. It's like a trial run, and then I'm going to get it right this time. I reckon there's so much that Eamon's been learning and figuring out through this FPL season that he knows himself where he can the mistakes he's made and nail these micro decisions here and there. And I think he's got the guts of being a very interesting player. Does it his own way. Um, it's just a fine balance between going with the template and tweaking the template, and that's a science in itself. If you just go strictly with the template, when do you get off the template so you can actually make a bit of a rank gain? And that's a science in itself as well. I'm sure AI will be telling us all about this. If you pay your 300 subscription a week in the future, who knows where it's going. This graph by Mark the Oracle Phillips, well, not as clean as like Joey and the likes and all that, but it's along the same lines, but took quite a bit longer to get things down early. But game week 20, he would be probably feeling a bit more confident, like at least it's frustrating being outside the top mill, and you can't make any ground, and you say, how am I going to make ground? But he made so much ground. It's like he basically went too soon. He could have been just cruising a bit longer behind the pace. He went first and then just couldn't hang on there and finished 380k. So very, very good finish, proper solid. Top 10 top dogs for Mark. He'll be delighted to get back with that. So he just stabilized his last few weeks and been kept in there. He was one of them that played an early bench boost as well. So that plan worked, because we thought like, oh, there might be that big double game week. It never happened. So Liam Herr's chart as well, it has, as you can see, very similar to it. This is 200k, and then he just kind of was fighting and trying to. I think he's done well to kind of hold on there in the last while. I'm not sure how many chips he had, but left going in, but I don't think he had that many. I think it was. I'm not saying trying to force it, but he just held on to a 405k finish. So I'd be a bit kind of down a little bit. It's been looking really good halfway through the season, and then fighting fires all the way. You can see he's fighting fires, and he's managed to kind of hold it off and have one of the best game weeks he had on the last day of the season. That 70 really helped him, as we saw earlier on. So well done, Liam. Top 10 top dog, 9th place finish. Well done, brother. So we'll have to see Sean shaking her now. Sean, come on, bud. We know your top pedigree in the FPL community. This is Dara Hunt from Maharmore, and it's a lovely chart, man. So it really is. Like, is another. Let's see. He finished 526,000, or 527,000 in a way, just underneath that. So again, you can see with Dara, like he finished third last year, so you can see the sort of season that these guys are just polished, the polished players. And again, this pattern again, and never been. So I reckon if you don't get off to a good start, okay, the likes of Rory it's very hard to do a Rory when you get off to a bad start. It's awful hard to do this. You're kind of nowhere until by game week 25, 6, and then you're just shooting all the way down. It's awful hard to do that. but it's a lot better if you can do something like this. What the FPL head Hunt does here. This is the way to do it, man. And it's just again probably micro decisions, but he wouldn't have been one falling for the Haaland thing. He would have got Haaland out quick enough. I haven't gone through his chart, but this if you had the Haaland, you would have had the chart like mine here. That's the Haaland chart. Um, as you can see, all these games in here, I had no Salah. One of these game week 4 or something, I captained Salah, but Haaland banged, and then the following week I captained Haaland, but Salah banged, and then I got rid of Salah, and then I just walked into a complete sleepwalk with Haaland all the way up to until I said that's a. And the moment you get rid of Haaland, the season improved. So if you could just ignore this Haaland rubbish here, um, and he never really recovered a goal here and there. But this is no good, man. 14 million strike. The moment you get rid of him, you're just bang, 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 bang. And I've hardly had a bad game week, and it's nearly got my best rank possible. You know, that the beginning rank doesn't matter a fig. You know, top 20k, whatever, top 100k, whatever that was there. That doesn't matter. It's you can see if you go a line across from game week 3, you know, that's more or less where I ended up. So yeah, that's what I say about the Haaland thing, and a lot of people have had the chart thinking that Captain Haaland, and it was just basically that game week 6 wild card as well when we all got our Arsenal players and they got that 1-1. I forget who it was against, Brighton or something, and they kept conceding these goals and it was no good. And yeah, I also blame the Arsenal dip and the lack of clean sheets back then as well. That contributed to that, ruined that wild game week, that wild card. 6, you can see that wild card game week 6 was a disaster. After that wild card, you had all the wrong players, not just Haaland, but it would have been the triple Arsenal and the Saka doing nothing. And yeah, that was the devastation there, right there. That was it. That was the season right there, folks. So we'll get rid of this now, and we'll get up a quick. We'll see where we are with the. Yeah, let's get this up now. I've done an awful lot of work at this statistic stuff. Get rid of that. Yeah, that's it. So the honorary winners of the Christy Nic Pub Fancy League. Yeah, how this works is there was no Kirk Clapp Memorial in 13-14 because Kirk hadn't passed away then. It was only until I had the standalone trophy in 14-15. So this is for the Christy Nicholson winner. If you win it, you get a 1 there. It's win. Placings in the top 3 go here. So that's 1 placing for John Kelly. He gets 1 in that season. He got placed 2nd. So if you came in the top 3, you got a 1. And this year, John, the following season, he won it. So he won it once, and then he got placed once. So that's the place he had in that season. Here, and then he won it the following season. So that's a 1-1. And this one is the Kirk Clapp, the 0. So we didn't win the Kirk Clapp that season, and that's the king of the Travelers, and he didn't win that one. I won in 14-15. Okay, I won the Kirk Clapp and the Knot in that season, and I got placed in that season here in the top 3, and I won the season. Well, I got placed in this season here, and I won the season before. So that's where all them come. That the 1-1-1-1. So that's 4 trophies by that stage. So that's how that thing works anyway. And these are that's the overall. So in the 13, when I just kept a perma captain Suarez for the whole of the season. It's just like it's that's the way. I just didn't really know how it worked. That was my 2nd season playing. 2012-13 was just like I didn't have a Christy Nicholson pub thing. It was just a free player. So I finished 330k that season. But this season it was 1,474, so that's best ever rank. And I think it was a lack of knowing what I was doing. And I just stuck. I was looking at it every week, but I wasn't obsessed about it. And I think that's what you have to be. Not as obsessed and not, drawn to all the information and being convinced off your own hunches, and then before you know it, you're lost and you don't know where you're going. You're relying on what other people are saying online. There's too much information out there. Sometimes it's just best to withdraw from it. And this year, I'm not going to be looking at any influencers. I'm not going to look at any game week thing uh, before until I'm going to do my own game week one thing. I'm going and I don't want to. I'm good enough. I'll do my own whatever. So that's so John won it again, the two in a row, 104,000. So he's won it twice now. So he gets the two there. He got placed the year before, and he won the Kirk Clap that year as well. So two, four trophies. Pork as well got placed in the 3 years before, and he won there. So that's how that all works there anyway. So Pork won it there in 16, 17. Myself there, Duncan Hannon, me in second, my friend Dave Martin, who used to live with over here, he came third. It's only trophy, so he gets a place for that year. So that's how all that works. So at this stage in 17, 18, I had won the Christie once, got placed in the 4 years that I had been running it, won three Kirk Claps, which was the standalone trophy, which people had to enter in again on a separate code, and two King of the Travelers, 10 trophies altogether. So it's a good way to kind of see, like, who was at the start. The main players at the beginning was like myself, John Kelly, Park, Rowan. Christy Kilcourse was always in there as well at the early days as well. Yeah, so like they were the main perennial players. Tommy Cunningham came in there in 16, 17. Park Run finally won it, and there was like we were all kind of happy he did. He deserved to win it there. But I really pushed him close there. That was a very good score, 81k. Brilliant season. So like, still a good player to this day, but he's won the thing official. Duncan, nice guy, Hannon. Anyway, first trophy, first win. He was another one that entered a lot of the time in the earlier days as well. So much thanks to him for sticking with us, and he deserved his win. Me coming second again, 2 years in a row. 50k. That was just like you couldn't touch that. That's a great finish. Christy Kilcourse is the only one to ever win the Triple Crown. I couldn't win didn't win it myself. There's no way anyone will ever win the Triple Crown anymore, because you have to finish fourth now in the Christy Nicholson Pub Fantasy League to win the Kirk Clapton World Cup. That's kind of like what I wanted to have something for fourth place. I hate the fourth place in athletics and all that thought. So it's just yeah, William Nestor was a big player. He came in around 2017, 16, and he was learning how to play, and he became really, really, really good, very, very good player. Like Christy got to 37k, but William was not far behind, and I was a distant third. So yeah, Christy had the best season ever. It's phenomenal. That could have been top 3k. He does say that he made a few stupid decisions around Christmas. He knows himself. But anyway, it's a consolation. He's won the thing. He's won 3 trophies, and that's it to date. But I'm always surprised. Like, he should be kind of always in the top 10 of us. When we look later on, it's just he's a very, very good player, but it's the stats don't back it up there. So the knot was cancelled because of the COVID. That's what the FPL community decided to make that decision in the 1920 season. I wanted that year mainly because Aidan Fitzmaurice, whatever happened, I bought in Sterling when he was playing who was it with Chelsea? Or was there City? Yeah, he was at City at the time then, and obviously I kind of neutered what Aiden was doing in his team. That was the biggest problem I had in the last few game weeks. When I got in Sterling, I don't think Aiden saw that, and I was just able to kind of control it. So top 49K, and that's the importance. If people will say like, "Oh, I got better than top 49K in that year. Oh, I should be the great." No, you shouldn't, man, because we're watching each other. Like William Nestor had a phenomenal, brilliant. He after 2020 21, he started to play early chips and be more free and just free and looser with the game, and you know, yeah, but this stage he was brilliant. William, we called him the Hitman Nestor. He's just brilliant, man. So yeah, so good stuff. Two trophies in there, William, and he's on the board. He's got stats. Oh, good stuff. So this is when the Joy came in and he won it straight off in 2021. Came in, bish bash bosh, 79th in the world. That's just like where put that sort of thing. 79th out of about 11 million players. Shit, that's you can. And is that the best ever score? No, because he actually outdone himself this season by a point. So the highest ever total for winning the Christy Nic is 2,610 points, which was last year. And he outdone himself in the 79th. So this is a funny. I'm trying to figure out why was it such a high point total. He got 6,836 for just having more or less the same score. Whereas, so this could be a good idea where we are. There's more engaged players. It's a possibility, he could have won this thing if things kind of stayed along. But with the influencers and there's so much information out there, anyone who's got 5 minutes to spare on Twitter, they know all the information. They've got like 10, 15-minute packages. Oh, I'll do that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And 15 minutes, that's all you can put into this game a week. And you have basically everything you want. Oh, yeah, I'll do this and that. Oh yeah, I'll play it there. Like this year, the system manager was so well explained, but loads of people more now this year will know more how to play it. So it's going to get even more competitive this season, going on. That's if they keep this. I think they will keep it for the less engaged managers after Christmas when they're bored and they have a look at I've got still 5 transfers and 4 chips after. I'll give it a go now. 2001 22, Joey won this for the second time in a row. Me into second. Yeah, that season before Shane Healy, that was an infamous. He got such a slagging, from Snowman, we'll say, and they were raging, absolutely crazy season. And yeah, Aiden Fitzmaurice again, 2 very good seasons himself. William really came very, very good player. Aiden Han Solo Fitzmaurice, as we say, was his nickname. I think he's over in America now, settled and happy. And this is the season we decided to put the Kirk Clapp Memorial into fourth rather than the standalone trophy, which makes sense. It's nice to have a fourth. And that was Dave McNamara's first ever trophy. And as you can see, being top 10 and all that, I'm only counting the first 3 places for here in this column, and that's only less than a win. So, but Dave has been top 10 and top 12 and top, perennially. So, I don't think his stats really show up an awful lot, unless we look at the hats or something. Joey then, that was the second time. Yeah, he won it in a row, second season on. Kieran Kiley done well. He won the 2 trophies, the Kirk Clapp in fourth, and the King of the Travelers as well. So he got 2 trophies in there. So yeah, Joey got a 62,000 and still won it. I was coming very, very quick. If I had one more game week, I could have caught Joey. It's just he just got to the line there, just ahead of me. Rory Harford again stopped the 3 in a row with Joey. Just came in from nowhere from Lusk. Stevie Stret Nolan, good friend for him and Jack the Dancer. They knew him from Dublin, and they asked if he could join the league, and he was well on and well interested. And he turned up and he just won it. 39,000, brilliant score. And as we saw on his chart, he's just a proper pro. Just got an instincts of the game, and I think he's so patient, it pays off. And there you go. When everybody loses their head, Rory keeps it firmly on. The Maeve, great season. Delighted that he won the trophy finally, and I hope to see one year where he does win the whole thing overall. It's just be a right laugh. He shaved off all the hair as well. I hardly recognized him at all when he came by. Oh, the hair, man. Where's the hair? Stevie Nolan again. What great, like third in that year. Stevie, pound for pound, has been the best player the last 4 years. Really, Joey not included, but the consistency is just striking. Third in that season in 22, and fourth winning the Kirk there in 23. Jack Carney then winning it in 24. The knot was cancelled, no award. Mainly there was altercation in the way. Well, not altercation, but there's a slight kind of misunderstanding with me and Joey halfway through the season. So it's all cleared up now. And Joey went back to win the 3 in a row then. So, yeah, Jack Carney's season was just incredible. Yeah, Fergie Walsh was really unlucky as well. He was right there all the way leading it. And these guys really pulled away, and it was just between the four of them in the end. Yeah, so that's last year's then. Rory winning the second Kirk Clap, and Joey there with the 3 in a row. Neil Lacers Carney just couldn't kind of mount a challenge in the last few game weeks of the season. And Stevie Nolan's just the model of consistency. So the FPL Top Dogs trophy list, well, I have 17 altogether. That's included top 3 places, which you get a trophy for. And if you win the Kirk Clap, I'm including the standalone trophies in the old days, which is as well, it has to be included as a trophy. But now you can't get the 3 in a row anymore. If you win the thing, you come top 3. You can't come fourth and third in the same season, for God's sake. So it's just only a double now. And the King of the Travelers is included. So Joey has the 3 wins there, and I think he's won a load of how many knots has he won? He's won 3 King of the Travelers. He's come placed in 1 year in the top 3, and he's won the other 3. So the 4 years that he's been in it, 5 years. So there, that's the story there. So that's myself on 14. Joy 7 Porco with that win in 2007. On 6, John Kelly with the 2 in a row, 15 and 16. Rory Harford, not so long. He's got the 2 Kirk Claps and the win in 2023 with the dub hat. Stevie Nolan with the three trophies. So you can have a look at this list, and these are official trophies that I have passed on to the lads here. And if you haven't any trophies, let me know. I might have one of them in the house for you. Kieran Kiley has his trophies. I mess up with him there at the COE a few years back on St. Stephen's Day. Aidan Fitzmaurice has his trophies. They're down at the house anyway. William Nestor is the 2 as well. And this is just like the Roll of Honour. You got some Neil Carney, well done. Coming second this year, Dara Hunt the year before coming third. Fergie Walsh coming second the year before. Ja winning it the year before. The Maeve, James E. Lyons winning a trophy. Shane Healy's on the list as well with that second. Duncan Hannon with that win in 2018. Dave Martin with that third in 2018. And Tommy Cunyon with a third in 2017. So that's the Roll of Honour. That's the trophy list. Just the crack there. FPL Top Dogs, the top hats, top 10 top dog hats since 2021. So I got the MAGA hat, the Rossi hat in 22, the Dub hat for Rory Harford in 23, Man United hat for Ja, Carney in 24, and the Liverpool hat will be because of Joey, who's a Liverpool fan, and like Liverpool won the title, so has to be a Liverpool hat this season. So yeah, so Stevie Nolan's the only one to have won all 5 hats. So he can check at home if he's got all the 5 hats. So he's a top 10 top dog. He's got 5 caps. Joey Neenan with the 4. Rory Harford, Adara Hunt, and David McNamara. I told you, David McNamara is a top tenner. He's a proper, really, really, really solid, not flashy, but just so consistent FPL player. I really want to encourage all these guys again for next season because they're such a value to the league. Vince Vega with the 2, which isn't good enough, man. 2 top 10s in 5 years is a joke, man. It's fighting fires for 3 years. Connor O'Shea with the 2, the Oracle with the 2 now, winning the cap this season now, and he won the Mega Cap, and he's won the United Cap. So he's got red caps to his name. Fergie Walsh with 2 caps, and John C. Halp, and Sean Gilday with a couple of caps. And met with Sean there during the Ballyhaunis Festival with a laugh. Anyway, he loves it, man, and he's gonna. This is the sort of dude that could win it one day, and he's known as the sniper because he's just such a excellent shot. I think in football. And Shane Healy and Adrian Starman Phillips with the 2 caps. So you guys all should have 2 caps somewhere. And Neil Carney with his first cap this season, winning out. Owen Collins with his cap this season. Eamon Phillips with his cap just gone this season will be a Liverpool cap. Liam Herr, Jack Carney, Hughie Carney, Owen Cunyon, Bobby Rutter, who's my manager at the Royal Albert Hall. And the Maeve has got a cap. Cattle Carney's got a cap. These are all earned caps. Sean Duffy, I don't know how to contact Sean or what to do there. I have a cap for him. Kieran Kiley's got a cap. Morgan Lyons, Aidan Phillips got a cap. Should he have? No, because the season he came second to me, I didn't have the caps then. That was the season before. Tony O'Brien's got a cap, and Christy Kilcourse just got a cap. Just is he a flash in the pan? That's the Snow. Are you a flash in the pan? We'll see, bro. He's complaining that the videos are too long and you need to have more people at the top. I have so much to kind of get through, and I've got through most of the whole thing. This is all I really wanted to do. Last on the horizon, I know there's a lack of influencer, this and that, like, but that's what I kind of do is I promote the Christy Nic Pub Fantasy League first of all, and then any of my rubbish that I'm on about. Look, you take it at your own risk of mortality with anything I say. So for 2025-26, I will have my draft. I'll show you in a minute. I want to get everything done in one video and one sitting so I can just relax now for the rest of the summer. So for next year, I'm going to have fun first, and that means I'm going to be picking my favorite horses like Bowen. I want to kind of, in my draft, I haven't got Cunha and Mbuemo, but I don't know if Cunha is going to be a striker. Some people somehow think he's going to be a midfielder this time, and I hope he is. I'm praying he's not going to be a midfielder. I think he's brilliant. If I want to play a top 3, you know, it's a bit of flexibility. I would prefer, like, it's hard to fit him in a midfield with you know, Salah and Palmer and Saka and none of the and Buemo, and you know, there's loads for Fernandez there. There's Rogers there. He'd probably go up in price anyway. He'd probably be about 7 million player. So it's going to be tough next season because our old friends are all going to go up. All the dudes last season between 6 and 8 or 5.5 and 7.5, they're all going to go flying up, including Bowen. God, it's going to be a nightmare, man. Cunha's got to go up, and Buemo's got to go up. But there's an outside chance that Buemo could be 10 million. I'm praying he's going to be 9.5, but I don't know how I'm going to fit them in. And like Saka's going to probably stay at 10. and he's been very underwhelming. And has he been the same with the injury coming back, or I don't know? But he's got Leeds in the second game of the season. This is the big issue I have is that form versus fixtures. And we saw last season that form was everything and fixtures were nowhere. Why is Man City, or who is it? Why is Arsenal drawn away to Southampton? What was it, 1-1 or something stupid? What the hell's going on here? It's we were expecting like a 2 or 3 niler or something, for people who are Saka. He was absolutely, you know, complete flute for the whole of the end of the season. Um, Shocking stuff. So we're going to be in a bit of trouble next season with our midfielders, our mid-range midfielders, and our favorite Wood is going to definitely go up, isn't he? So will Marmoush be a midfielder or will he stay striker? There is so many decisions, man. And what about Villa as well? And what does Watkins still need to be 9.5 million? If if he came in at 8.5 million, I'd consider him. But Isak's gonna be he could be 10. So he could be any price as well. And will they deduct a few million for Palmer? Palmer should go back to 9. But no, I think he'll stay at 10. 8 even, because that Chelsea team is just with Maresca is just terrible to watch, and he's sacrificing the flair and the attacking ability of Palmer uh, just to have more control. But yes, top Champions League, you got to doff your hat there. So it did work in the end, and they won the Conference League. So it's just as a yeah the next year is going to be massive for Maresca, and we'll see with Enzo as well. He could be a shout, and Rice and Enzo were brilliant at the end of the season. So they won't be 6 millions anymore, will they? So that's what I'm on about with this price rise. So Rice could be 7 million, and Enzo could be 6.5 million. That's what the FPL team is saying, that Enzo will be about 6 million, and they think that Liam Delap will be 6.5 million. And with the fact Jackson is suspended for a couple of games anyway, I think if you want to do a bench boost or attack the first game week, I think Delap could be really, really good. He'll have a good preseason in him. He's at the World Club at the minute, although they're getting beaten by um, Hullabaloos. I don't know. They lost 3-1 the other day. No idea where they're from. They're Mexican or Colombian or whatever. I'm watching the under 21 Euros or whatever that is. England are in the semis of that, playing Holland, and Germany are playing France. So that there's some semi-finals on Wednesday. I'm watching that. So no interest in the other club thing. So yeah, that's something to be wary about, folks. It's going to be really tricky. I think it's going to be awful tricky, and they have to drop Haaland, but they probably won't, because they probably won't take a risk that Haaland will have the worst 20 last games of a season. It's probably not going to happen, but he's not touching the ball. I don't like City or anything about the way they play. I can't stand the way they play. Who wants to watch that? And they're going to have about 40 players in squad this season, and they're not getting rid of anyone. And Pep says he'll walk out if he's got to make decisions on players that he has to leave out. Although he's getting worn down as well. So I don't want to take any more zero hits. I want to be less engaged with the game and have more of a kind of fluid bench, possibly. No more chasing points. So that's like, taking hits at the end of the season, well, the last 10 games of the season, and you haven't stocked up your 5 subs, and you're taking hits to kind of chase. Well, oh, Cunha's just got 2 goals, and then he blows out the next 2 games where he gets sent off. We've seen this with Fernandez, people getting him in, and then he gets sent off, and then you got to take him another -1 4 to get rid of him because you don't have the money to kind of get this other dude back, Isak. Plus, you need to get rid of somebody else, and that's 2 transfers, and you're done again. So I want to be rolling, loads of transfers. I'm going to pick a good squad that's universal bench thing. I'll probably go with Salah. Um, I want to watch what Frimpong does. I want to watch a little bit what Kirkes does. He could be value if he's 5 million, but he probably won't be now. He'll probably be 5.5 million because he's not playing for Bournemouth anymore. And the other dude, Verts, I don't no idea about this guy. Is he, was Marmoush came in and there was a big hullabaloo, but I don't think he was. I don't think he scored any goals away from home, Marmoush. I think that he only scores at home. So he's good. He's good marriage material, our Marmoush. He only scores at home. Um, Taking zero. So I'm not going to be watching it. I'm done. Especially, I'm going to wait for the game week 1 deadline. And I'm not watching Andy or any of these dudes. They can go and do one. I don't care what they do. I'm doing it my way. Play for fun. Pick attack and picks. Bench boost. Possibly game week 1. I might even do a triple captain in game week 3, or even game week 2 when Arsenal have leads. We'll see if I want to get Saka in. I'm not sure. I don't trust him. I think he's getting injured a lot. Unfortunately, that's the way things go. Be a player has been overplayed. Like Arteta has run Saka to the ground for the last 2.5 years trying to win a title, and it's not paid off. Make less transfer stockpile. Yeah, I'll try and do that. Try to be less engaged. Yeah, form is everything now. The fixtures are not. That's what happened last season. They could throw the fixtures out the door. It was all like if like a Wood, he was in form. Just pick him. He's scoring, and he did score. It didn't matter who it was against. He was still scoring. So yeah. Look, there's no guarantee that last season will be next season again. The way I actually hope that we'll never have this sort of this sort of was a bit templately. It was quite templatey then, with 10 to 15, definitely 12 games left to go to the season. You could tell, and it was just nearly impossible to get past that chunk of 1 million players that they're just not going to pick anything differential, and you really have to take risks. Really, and that you fell flat in your face then after that. Strategy is get out ahead early, stay out there as long as you can. It's nearly impossible. Yeah, you can't make up points in FPL anymore. There's not those sort of strategic massive double game weeks anymore, with the FA Cup having its own weekends now. I think it's all done. Then use your wild cards. I'm possibly only going to use a wild card. Try to get out in front in the first 3 game weeks, and then see what these dudes are doing. Then I'll start watching the influencers, and then this game week 8 wildcard. Man City's fixtures go really really good, and then I'll just wildcard into them with like a 50-point lead or whatever it is, 20-point lead, and then just try to micromanage that, and just watch their content and they're doing that, okay, all right, I'll just cover them there. And then if there's any sort of way, if they miss something, try to kind of match play one guy. If you're not taking on 11 million players, you pick somebody, your influencer of choice, top 10K, and try to kind of play off him. And see, that might be fun. Yeah, so templates all influence once is around. Then user. Yeah, yeah. Well, we've seen anyway. The sort of pattern is you need to get off to that good start. So this is the team I'm looking at going. I like Forest games at the beginning of the season. We'll see. I don't think Forest have been selling many players. They'll build and they'll do okay. Sells is phenomenal. I got Pickford in there as well, away to Leeds. I'll probably do a bench boost here. Take a chance on that Everton team. You know, if they can go up to Newcastle at the end of last season and win 1-0, you know, the, Moyes' Everton's really good now. I love Ndai. He could be anything. He's a penal dude. Mikalenko is like my little charm. Like it's like that ring you wear or some good luck is you put a feather in your sock for good luck for Mikalenko. Um, so he pops up with a goal here and there. Pickford pops up with saves here and there. Palmer on the bench. Seriously, he cannot be so bad. But it's Palace and Chelsea's run is incredible. I'm having a love Cucurella. Just so exciting. Power is very exciting. Now Burnley have sold Trafford, and they haven't sold him officially yet now, but he's touted to go to Newcastle. So it's a James Trafford to Trafford. Um, yeah, he could well be going to Newcastle for about 35, 40 million. I don't know why. They have Pope there and Dubravka. I don't know. Maybe Trafford's going to go in there under Pope. It does get injury prone, so they've gone through goalkeepers and they end up with some guy in a cup final that never played for them before. It's just crazy stuff with Newcastle. What goes on up there? It must be something to do with the weather. I don't know. It's a cold for keepers. They stand there all day and up there in the cold, waiting for the ball, and it's just like, icicle stuff. Love Wan-Bissaka. They're playing away to Sunderland. That should be a good joust. West Ham again have good fixture. I think they have Liverpool coming up, but with a bench or something like that, I could easily mess around with Bowen. I'm having Bowen all the way. I won't be captaining the Langa, of course, but he's handy. He's 6 million in that thing. But we'll see. I think he'll go up more than just the 6 million, 6.5. So just saying with Trafford, he's out of the Burnley team, so I know Spurs have the Super Cup and all that, but with PSG, it's crazy. People are thinking there's a 10-0 job. Uh, God, I can't see how Spurs are going to compete in that game. I'm going to sit there and watch and I'm going to laugh. Every goal that goes in is, there you go. That's what you get now. Yeah, you won the Europa. Diddle-diddle-diddle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 3. Oh, it's 4. Oh, it's never mind. Oh, 5. Oh, it's terrible. It could put them back a bit, but I think this manager, Frank, is more level-headed and he'll have Spurs kind of seeing the bigger picture. Ange went all out to win that cup to prove everyone wrong. And the players at the end of the day just ignored what he said and just shut up shop and let United just do their Harry carrying themselves. And they did Harry carrying themselves. And that Garnett show, missing chances, selfish. It's just like everyone wants the glory at United and they forget about the team aspect of the whole thing. And that's what's happened to us. So yeah, I'm going to have that. So I'll have a crack against the promoted dudes with the bench boost. I'm a bit of a Wood fan. I know he's getting older, but he's got the experience. He's big lump, and yeah, I think Nuno. I think Forest will have another good season. And Delap as well with Jackson. I think he's suspended for a couple of games anyway. He got sent off again for Chelsea, and so the World Club. So I think Delap will be getting a good little run out. He'll be getting fitter and fitter, and he could be anything. Probably won't. He won't take the penos, but he's. I think he could be. I'm going to give him a go, and that's basically where I'm at the minute. I've tried to see what I could do with Saka, but um, yeah, I'm just not. This is just a general idea of what I'm thinking, and I'm going to leave it at that until the fixtures are out. But I'm going to leave that until the game becomes live around sometime in I think it's July. July. 14th or something like that, 12th. Anything else there? Yeah, so with the Sun Dream Team, I finished the season with a top 4,660 overall, and you could have won 50K. There was about like 400,000 players, so done really well in the game. I won my work league as well, number one rank, and that's the third time I've won my work Redbridge Cup in the Sun Dream Team, and the money that comes with it. So this is my little bit, that you can make absolutely nothing in the FPL, but loads of people make loads of money in this mini league stuff. There's serious money in the FPL fantasy, not just the Sun Dream Team, but there's more money in that other thing. So yeah, that's just basically it. And these are the few games as well coming up. So Liverpool versus Bournemouth. I'm not a big fan of Mo against Bournemouth at all, but should get off to a start. I hate, captain somebody on the Friday and you got all that weekend. We'll have to see. I have been thinking, why just stick it on Bowen for God's sake? When you're out, you're out. And City are away to Wolves, which is not good to have. No City, of course, but I don't know what's going on at City. I don't know what sort of shape they'll have. Apparently, say if City go all the way to the World Club, they could be only like about 4 weeks out, a month until the start of the season. And apparently, in their contract, most footballers have to have 3 weeks off. So this is like license. They have to have the 3 weeks off for when they stop playing football. So they'll have only a week to kind of get the cobwebs out of the system. And you know yourself, when you're 3 weeks off, whether you're training out, you could be in Marbella, you're having cocktails, you want to let your head down. Man City might go on to win the Club World Cup, all this sort of stuff. And so I'm not sure, I just don't want to be suckered into a City disaster again. Foden, complete rubbish, man. He was okay for a few weeks, got me up, and then, oh, Vince is doing well. I better do rubbish again. And yeah, and went back to rubbish. And of course, I kept them on too long again. Um, so I don't know what sort of form Brentford will be without Embuemo if he goes and no Frank. So that's why I'm going to hedge him for the far stuff. I like Spurs to Burnley, even though what happens with them with PSG, I think Frank is going to, just forget about it. Like, it's just like, well done for getting there. Sunderland, West Ham. I like West Ham in that one. I just love their attack. They just got a pace in the break, and Kudos could have a big season. And Villa and Newcastle's tough to call. Then on Sunday, Chelsea versus Palace. Now, oh, I fancy Chelsea, of course, do okay there. We'll see with Palace. They have a tough run. Man United versus Arsenal. I won't have many there. We'll see. I want to have Cunha. I think he could do well on the break against Arsenal. And then the second, this is Monday night football. So there's Friday night football to start things off. A few games on Saturday, a couple of games on Sunday, and then you got even Monday game lead. So I'll have my bench boost active, and it should be a good start of the season. And we'll see then about the triple captain. Just looking at the whole thing off the second game. Game week 2, Leeds is such a big club that, will they be intimidated going to Arsenal? We'll see anyway. Bournemouth, Wolves, Brentford, Villa. I don't know what that one is underneath there. That's probably like Sunderland there. It's probably Burnley, Sunderland there. That one underneath. So a triple captain opportunity. I just don't see a triple. So I probably will stand off the triple captain there, and we'll see if I need to use it. I just want to get out ahead, and then I want to start playing my my new strategy with these influencers and use the influencers against themselves. I think that's what's been going on these last few years, and the influencers, they just give too much away. I think they should have all their teams clouded up, so that it's just they give it all away. But then again, they are making good money on the subscriptions. So yeah, triple capped. I haven't really looked too much. Newcastle, who yeah, people have been looking at Newcastle. Um, they have bad fixtures or something. Why is that? Let's have a look. Yeah, Villa away, tricky. Yeah, Liverpool at home, but that was 3-3 last season, so that could be interesting. And then they've got Leeds away. I think at some stage I want my friend Isak back, but I don't think many people will start with many Arsenal defenders or Isak. Okay, United at home away should be interesting match. Leeds, yeah, this is not a bad start for Arsenal. I don't know why people are. Um, yeah, I'll have to look at the Arsenal thing again. All I know, Spurs have not bad. Who's the fixtures that are terrible? Many United's fixtures aren't great at the beginning either. So they got Arsenal, Fulham. I don't have anything else. I think they got Man City, they got Chelsea, and they got Liverpool by game week 8. So that's I'm not so sure about going all in with United, but I'd like to have at least one of them just to kind of feel like I have some sort of skin in the game of the whole thing. So that's it now. That's all we can say about that. We can round things down, guys. And yeah, got all this off our chest now. We can be free now going into the new season, 25-26. All bets are off now. And yeah, yeah, can't wait to see the prices will come out with drips and drabs. Completely boring, man. Say, next day you get another few more and the whole week. So I'm not looking forward to that baloney. I just wish they would just get their head together and just give us the whole thing and just start the game and just let's start tweaking away. But yeah, the key is not to listen to these dudes. Listen to yourself and let's give it a go. Let's give it a go next season and let's play silly buggers and yeah, let's use them against themselves. Okay, and it's fine. You're sitting at 50K. Andy from Let's Talk is sitting at 100K. It's easy, easy, easy to be match playing this guy because he'll have a run to 50K and you can just stay ahead of the curve. It's not rocket science, man. But the thing is, I think everyone is going to start doing that next season. And then if you go fall behind, then you're panicking, and then that's when you're making mistakes. So yeah, it's not as easy as you think, possibly. So yeah, look after yourself, folks. That's all we have for you. Glad it's done now. Look after yourselves. 10, 10, 12 over here now. So yeah, go out. Well done, Joey Neenan, winning the 3 in a row. Well done to everyone that's participated this season in FPL Top Dogs. Go out.